everybody, this is Angela from Texas, and you're listening to 5 Picks and a Chick featuring El Gato. This is the show that gives you 5 NFL picks for people who love football and friendly wagering. Today we are joined by our special guest, Kyle. Thanks for being with us, Kyle.
Thanks for having me.
Great. Hey, last week I went 2-3, and El Gato went 5-0. Very impressive. Now, if you count the bonus bets, I went 4-3, and El Gato went 7-0. Our season record is, for me, 25 wins, 29 losses, 1 push. El Gato has 28 wins, 26 losses, and 1 push. I sure hope you parlayed your picks, El Gato.
Yes, of course I did. I mean, who wouldn't do that? No, quite honestly, no, I didn't parlay those picks. But the games fell as I hoped they would, and of course your games also, Angela, fell like they would as well on your wins. Our best weeks of the season, so I'm kind of happy for that.
Yeah, sounds good. Well, let's get started. My first pick this week is going to be the Vikings plus 2.5 at the Detroit Lions. Both teams are coming off wins last week. The Vikings have beat the Lions 9 out of the last 10 games. They're also 9-0 in one-score games, so I'm looking for that trend to continue. The Vikings will win another close one, taking them, getting the points. Any thoughts on that game, El Gato?
All right. Yes, I agree with that. I like this matchup. The Vikings have been playing some good football recently. They faced a tough tough Jets defense last week, and were able to put up some good points. And after that, those 2 tough games against the Eagles and the Cowboys, they've been finding rhythm in their offense. Against the Jets, they put up some good points, some sustained drives. The Lions are playing some good football as well on both sides of the ball. They blew out Jacksonville last week, but their defense is not comparable to the Eagles and the Cowboys. Go Vikings plus 3.
All right. Do you have any comments on this game, Kyle?
No, I completely agree with what y'all are saying. I definitely would take the Vikings over the Lions this time.
All right. Sounds good. My second pick is going to be Patriots minus 1.5 at Arizona Cardinals. Although the Patriots did not have a good game against the Bills, this game will be different. It's against the Arizona Cardinals. Last week, the Patriots were playing in a primetime game and were blown out. But look for the Patriots offense to have a better showing this primetime game. The Patriots defense will pressure Kyler Murray, limiting his ability to run. So I take the Patriots taking care of business in this game. Do you have any comments, El Gato?
I do. I went back and forth on this game a few times, looking at the matchups. The Patriots are on a 2-game skid, and that's kind of unusual for a Belichick team. Cardinals are coming off a bye week, so they should be rested and a little healthier, of course. But I'm with you on this one. I think the Patriots are going to show up on this game. They have to. If they lose this one, they're just completely out of it in their division. Any kind of playoff run. I do think the Patriots defense, like you mentioned, will step it up and contain Kyler Murray. I think their offense will do just enough to win the game. I think this will be a field goal game. It's going to be a close one, I believe. I'll take the Patriots at that minus 1.5.
All right, sounds good. Kyle, do you have any thoughts on this game?
Yeah, no, I think the Patriots will definitely show up this game. Like y'all said, there were the last 2 games didn't go in their favor, but I think they'll turn it around this game, especially against, if anybody, the Cardinals.
Yeah,
so I think I agree.
Yeah, I do too. I agree as well. I mean, it's the Cardinals, so they're having a rough season.
Yes, they are.
All right, Kyle, do you have a third pick for us?
I do. It's probably not a popular one, but Baltimore Ravens. I think that they will definitely show up. I know that their what was it, their last the last game, against Denver wasn't really exactly, I mean, it was a nail biter, but in the sense of the lowest scores you could possibly get. But with no Lamar Jackson, that makes me a little bit nervous, but they still have a strong defense. And, with them up against Pittsburgh and Pickett being a rookie, I think he's still trying to find his groove. But I think the Ravens will take it home. I think they'll take home the win.
All right. Do you have any thoughts on this game, Elgato?
I do. I like this pick also, especially with the Ravens getting some points at plus 2.5. I know it's a downgrade with Jackson being out. Kyle's right with Pickett on the other side. I think both teams, it's going to be one of those typical AFC North position type of games, I feel. Tough defense on both sides. With that in mind, even with the Ravens plus 2.5, I'll take Tucker on this one, being the Ravens field goal kicker. I think field goals will be at a premium, and I'll take the Ravens at plus 2.5 on this game.
All right. I like the Ravens getting 2.5 as well against the Pittsburgh Steelers. And you would think losing Lamar Jackson would be a big problem for the Ravens, but I think it'll be a little problem. They have Tyler Huntley as backup quarterback, and I think he's got enough talent to get the job done. So I like this pick, Ravens plus 2.5.
Good stuff.
All right. Do you have a fourth and fifth pick for us, Elgato?
I do. My first pick is going to be the Chiefs at minus 10. And I hate those double-digit point spreads, but the Chiefs came off of a really tough loss last week against the Bengals. And, of course, the Bengals have been playing some good football here lately. But, the Chiefs, after they've lost the game, they've always come back somehow to beat their opponent by double digits. So, and I'm banking on the Chiefs beating a Denver team that's really poor. They lost. Denver lost their top receiver in Sutton. Russell Wilson still having issues on the offensive side of the ball. The Chiefs, I think, are going to be, have a sense of urgency to try to maintain that playoff home field advantage. So they've got to win. So, they made this port on Denver. I'm thinking this is going to be a 2-touchdown win. I'll take the Chiefs.
All right. I am like you. I hate the double-digit spreads. Denver's offense is so bad. So, I mean, I am with you on the Chiefs minus 10.5, even though I hate double-digit spreads. The Chiefs have beaten the Denver 10 straight times. Mahomes is unbelievable, and although Denver has a good defense, I don't see them controlling Mahomes. Chiefs cover.
I like that.
All right. Do you have any thoughts on this game, Kyle?
Yeah, no, I completely agree with y'all. Denver it just doesn't look like they're showing up at all. So I would put all my money on the Chiefs this game. All right.
Sounds good. I'm glad we agree on that one, even with that double-digit spread. I like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's a tough one, but I think Chiefs will pull it off.
Yep, I do too. They stink. Denver stinks. Anyway, okay, let's not harp on Denver, but how about a fifth pick for us, Elgato?
I do. My fifth pick is the Bills and Jets. This game is going to be a tough defensive battle. I feel it's one of those AFC East matchups. Jets are coming off a tough loss. Bills, with a sense of urgency as well to keep the W's, stay on the win column. With the Chiefs pressing on them for that coveted home field advantage. It's going to be played from all the forecasts I've read is going to be being played in either sleet, rain, and snow, or all of the above. On this one, I'm going to take the under 44. If you can bump it up to 44.5 on the under, that's even better. I think there's going to be a low-scoring game, a field position game. Field goals will be at a premium as well. I'm looking at a really tough matchup, defensive battle. I'll take the under on this one.
All right. I like the under as well. Both teams have really good defenses. The Jets held the Bills to 17 points in their last meeting. Look for another game where the defenses outshine the offenses in this one. Do you have any thoughts on this game, Kyle?
El Gato pretty much said it all.
All right. So you like the under?
I'll take that.
Yes.
All right. Good analysis, El Gato. Good analysis. All right. El Gato, do you have any bonus bet for us?
I have one bonus pick, and I'm going to take Cincinnati Bengals minus 5.5 against the Browns. As I mentioned earlier, the Bengals have really been playing some good football here recently. They started off the season very slowly, as we all saw. And, we were wondering, hey, what's wrong with Burrow? What's wrong with the Bengals? But it seems like they shored up their offensive line, which was their main issue early on in the season. I think they got a few pieces that came back from injury. Some other offensive linemen have come through and stepped up. Burrow is becoming Burrow again from last year, making some quality passes, making those third down conversions to keep drives going and sustained. And the run game is picking up as well. And, with the Bengals being a few games behind the Bills and the Chiefs for that home field advantage, I think the Bengals are in chase mode right now. They really have a sense of urgency to keep winning, as all teams do that are in playoff contention, of course. But I think the Bengals see this opportunity to get a W against a rival in the Browns and to keep up with the Bills on that side of the division. I'll take Cincinnati minus 5.5.
All right, I like that pick. The Bengals have Joe Burrow. The Browns have Deshaun Watson, who was awful last week against the Texans.
I forgot to mention that he played poorly.
Yeah, we had talked about that in the last podcast as well. But yeah, he lived up to that. So the Bengals are playing very well. Like you said, they are chasing the playoffs. So I like that pick. Bengals minus 5.5. I think they're gonna show up in this game and cover. So I'll take the Bengals. Do you have any final comments, El Gato?
Well, only that it's crunch time now. We're down to the last five regular season games in the NFL. A lot of teams are starting to step up and with a lot of urgency. You can tell these games here the last couple of weeks. A lot of the games have come to last possession games, and that's the way the NFL is. Come to this last run to the end of the regular season. A lot of teams playing with urgency to make that playoff spot, just to get in. Other teams buying for that home field advantage because home field is so important in the NFL. So, I expect another solid, tight NFL Sunday with a lot of close games, and it's going to be fun to watch.
I agree. I can't believe we're on week 14. We're 2 weeks.
Already.
I know, 2 weeks away from Christmas. So let's hope we get a good football weekend this weekend.
I agree.
All right. Thank you for listening to 5 Picks and a Chick. Be sure to tell your friends about us. Also, hit the subscribe and like button on our YouTube channel. Thank you to Kyle for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Make sure to join us next week. And as always, thank you to El Gato for being part of 5 Picks and a Chick. 1, 2, 3, break.
Break.